Thank you, Nancy. I'm Nora from Malaysia. I couldn't agree more with the common problems that are shared across countries, because I've been to many meetings and conferences in Europe and of course here in Asia, Southeast Asia and also Far East, and it is clear that the problems that most countries have in implementing ICT in education are the same, and I think that's a comfort level for most of us implementers like myself to know that we're not alone. And having said that though, I think from the Malaysian experience, we have almost a decade of experience in smart school. We're not there yet. As I mentioned in my presentation yesterday, our journey has only just begun, even though we have started that 10 years ago, only because one, I think we fail to reflect on our mistakes, because ICT is such a moving target that we constantly search or try to grab the new technology that comes across, because technology moves rapidly, changes rapidly, so swiftly. So instead of looking back, we keep trying to latch on to the new things, because that's the nature of ICT. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges that all of us must address. That is, how do we ensure that we're not caught up in this technology warp, which in the case of Malaysia is certainly the case. And like for example, the Swedish example, that's very clear. Technician controls the implementation at the school level, and I tell you that's exactly what we are facing. Instead of the headmasters championing it, is a technician, and the technician controls the lab. If the technician says the lab is not to be used, no teachers can go near that. So that's exactly an example. That shouldn't be the case. The headmasters mustn't abdicate his or her role as a headmaster just because she's frightened of technology. I must say that, I must admit, although I'm in charge of the Smart School program in Malaysia, but I'm not a technology expert. But I understand the benefits, and I must know how to implement it. And that's the role of a champion. So I couldn't agree more that you need a vision, and that vision must be escalated from the top up to the school level. In Malaysia, the vision is at the top, but we have difficulty in ensuring that that vision is also carried forward by the school stakeholders. And policy. We need to be able to put the policy in place, like what Jordi said just now, but having a master plan, if there is not a review in that master plan, the policy is not going to work or stand for a decade. You need to review. Yeah? And third is resources, and I think time is also a resource, but I think we always talk about budget, we always talk about technology, but we often always neglect human, the people. People make up a very key component of resource, and we often forget that. So I think what I like about this morning, the Canadian International School presentation, they actually look at how to educate children to take care or to manage the IT facilities provided as a start, instead of locking it up, for example, the laptop example in the UK. So that's very important. We notice that headmasters need to be told that you need to manage your resources with your teachers, with the students, and then move on. So human capital. So that's I hope to reflect on some of the Malaysian experience. And thank you very much.
Thank you.
Aaron Fong from the Education Bureau. While I agree with the general direction of the evolutionary change and transformation of e-learning and technology-enhanced learning, I'm a little bit worried about the negative effect of technology-enhanced learning. In Professor Moore's keynote speech yesterday, a lady also asked the same questions. about the negative effect of technology. I just wonder if students today will eventually lose the capability and skills of like simple mathematical calculations, say correct spelling, and even handwriting skills without the help of calculators or computers, or even the spell check function in the Microsoft word processing software. As a matter of fact, calligraphy, that is the art of Chinese character handwriting skills, has become only a part of the art curriculum today. I recall that in my old days when I was still a little young kid in the primary school as a primary student, I used to have a sort of use a sort of pen like a brush to practice the Chinese character writing. But now, it is only a part of the art curriculum. And this sort of lack of basic skills like handwriting among our youths seems to be undesirable. So I think we have to think carefully and plan carefully the technology, what effect, what negative and positive effect of the technology. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody want to make a response?
I would just like to talk a little bit about the promised land. I think that at the end of the day, what we're looking for is perhaps a lot of very vibrant communities, more effective learning outcomes, and so on and so forth. But how do we get there? I think so far we basically look at government and education a bit from the academia. I'm wondering whether, if we look at students as consumer of education, I'm wondering what is it from the panel, what is the role of the market perhaps? In order for something to be sustainable, to have a robust growth, perhaps what we're missing here is the role of the market. In Hong Kong, we always talk about a market-driven economy. What is the collaboration between the government, the three legs of the stool, the government, the academia, and the market?